Hey everybody, welcome back to Brent's Backyard Redneckery. Today, we're going to try and start seeds the easy way. We're going to use a Jiffy seed starting greenhouse complete with humidity dome. See how these things end up germinating. So sit back, I'll tell you what you need to do. All right, so I picked this thing up at Lowe's the other day. I think it was about 10 bucks. We've got these little peat pellets in here that expand once we put water in them. We'll use this dome here to pop on top to keep the humidity in, and we'll set this on a tray whenever we're ready for the seeds to start germinating. Let's go ahead and get this thing set up. We'll see how it works. All right, so if you've never used one of these before, you have here these little peat pellets, and they've got this outer coating around them that will expand what is inside there. These have been dehydrated, I assume. And once the water hits it, it'll expand out to about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches, something like that. So what we'll do is add our water in here, wait for these to expand, and see how that turns out and how that looks. All right, so I'm just going to take this big old jug of water here. Just going to fill this up, pour it all in there. It says we're supposed to fill this up to 1.5 inches and let it expand. So I've got them covered completely. Just going to see what happens. All right, so once they've expanded, you got all these pretty little peat pellets, and they're about this tall, just slightly over 1 inch, so that's about right. And if you also look down underneath, all the water has been absorbed. They're not really super hard anymore. Plenty of give in there. So the next step we're going to do here is dig us out little holes and pop seeds in each and every one of these, and then get it ready to put on our humidity dome. So whenever you're opening these up to put your seeds in, you can use whatever you want. I just happen to have a drill bit laying close by. I'm just going to kind of open that up a little bit. You can tell right there, the light's terrible, but I'm just going to do that with every one of these. Let's see if you can see better here. Just going to take that, make me a little hole there. I'm going to pop in my seeds in each one of these. Let's look at what seeds I'm using. Now, since most of these types of seeds don't do all that well when planting them straight in the ground, I'm going to put them in here and hope they turn out. I've got some blue raspberry, pineapple ground cherry, something called a salmon berry, black cherry tree, Saskatoon service berry, a nanny berry. No idea what some of these are. I just remember they sounded good when I bought them. So we'll put those in there and find out what we come up with, whether or not they're going to actually germinate. This is how I do each one of these, just so you can see a little bit better view of this. Pop it in there, give it a little twist just to break that stuff up a little bit. And there are tons and tons of other ways to do seed germination, making up your own seed starting mix, using different potting soils. But this is just a demonstration so you can see one of the easiest and cheapest ways of doing this. Plus, if you're feeling lazy like I am right now, this is one of your better ways of doing it to save yourself some time and effort of having to mix up all that various soil. So I've about got these done. I'm going to pop seeds in there and get them labeled up. So I got these off of Amazon for about $6. King Lake plant tags. There are 100 of them in there, if I'm not mistaken. It even comes with a handy dandy marker. How about that? So what I'm planning to do here is take each one of my seeds and put one row of each one. So service berry in one, black cherry in another. That way I'll only have to use one stick per row, and they'll all be the same. Just so you can have a look at how small some of these seeds are. This is the Saskatoon service berry. They're not exactly super small seeds like raspberry, but they're not very big either. I'm just going to pop one in each hole. Sorry for the bad angle of this. I can't get a good one. Pop each one of these with one seed, since they are semi-large. Just going to put one in each one of these little peat pellet thingamajigs here, and I'll put the dirt back over it. Well, I should say the peat moss, because it's no longer dirt we can get anymore. And then we'll cover those up, make sure that the seed is completely covered up with what we have. We'll bust them up a little bit like that if you'll make the soil a little bit more loose. Push it down in there, get it good and covered up. Come on, baby. There we go. And there, now we have that row finished up. Put the little label in there, and then I'll do that for the rest of that, and we'll take a look and see what we got. So one thing you'll notice whenever you have seeds that are slightly larger, you try to get them down in there, they don't really want to go. You can pull this out and actually squeeze it a little bit more to get that peat moss a little bit more loose in there, and then it'll make it a little bit easier for you to get that seed down in there and cover it back up. If you can see over here, the difference in the height might be a little hard to tell, but these two rows here are higher than that row because I had to take these out and break that up a little bit to get it to fit a little better. All right, so here's our finished product. I've got my service berries, my salmon berry, got pineapple ground cherry, blue raspberry, nanny berry, I got black cherry, I have a pink shower tree, big leaf maple, southern sugar maple, I got yellow fatali, 3 of those, Mad Hatter peppers, Kaluga Rosita pepper, yeah, I actually got it, red brandywine tomato, a burpee delicious tomato, and paprika. So I went ahead and fluffed them all up so that they were all the same. Now you can tell just a little bit there that it's dried out some. So before I put the cover on, I'm just going to mist all these, and then we'll get it set up down there and get it ready to rock and frickin' roll. And this is what I'm going to do just to put a last little bit of water in there. I'm just going to hit it with this. That way it's not completely dried out. And once it's sitting down there on the heat, all this that's in here is going to warm up, and we're going to have that nice greenhouse effect. All right, so right now my heating mat is already underneath something else. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to place this on top of my grow light, and all the heat from that is going to warm this up enough that I don't really need light quite yet. Once I have seedlings come up, I will need some light, but for right now, we're mostly just wanting heat. All right, so that's got this video wrapped up. I hope you guys have learned something. If you have, make sure to give me that thumbs up so we can get us some more likes, get us some more subscribers. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share it with your friends. Come back next time. I'll tell you what you need to do. Y'all have a good one.